It's 1 o'clock, time for the Joy Business Report. Coming up with this bulletin, government indicates preparedness to accept any new cut date for restructuring Ghana's debts as it races to secure a new deal with the creditor committee this week. Also, the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research expresses worry over Ghana's continuous dependency on food imports, saying the country is highly vulnerable to external shocks. Also, Association of Ghana Industries demands more engagement on implementation of carbon emission tax to enhance compliance. Details of these and more with me, Hannah Odame. In our first story, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has indicated Ghana is open to any new cut-off date that external creditors may propose on restructuring of the country's debts. China is pushing for December 2020 as a cut-off date instead of December 2022. This has delayed the International Monetary Fund's board meeting on Ghana and the $600 million disbursement. The Finance Minister is, however, hopeful about a new deal being reached this week.
I think it's been well incorporated in certainly for us we can manage, either way. So the issue is for the membership of the OCC to get comfortable with how it impacts them. DSA is always an issue where anybody can raise the issues of the projections of foreign exchange going forward. You can raise issues on the variable of the GDP. You can raise issues of inflation. So that's not new with any formula that you have. The question is to come to an accommodation of what you all believe will be fairly reflective of the future. I hope that, by the end of next week, we'll have what we need so that the fund board can sit.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta there. The Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has announced since the inception of the domestic gold purchase program, the bank has purchased 17.8 tons of gold, equivalent to $1.14 billion. According to Dr. Addison, the objective of the program is to rebuild reserves, stabilize the foreign exchange market, and in turn support their disinflation process. He spoke to banks and other officials at the Chartered Institute of Bankers Governors Dinner Day.
Gold for reserves transactions initiated by the Bank of Ghana to augment foreign reserves with a view to doubling our gold holdings in our foreign exchange reserves within 5 years. Since its inception, the bank has purchased 17.89 tons of gold, equivalent to $1.14 billion, which has more than doubled the level of the central bank's gold reserves, well ahead of the initial target.
The governor also disclosed, despite the significant domestic debt exchange-related losses in the year 2022, the banking industry is stable, safe, and sound.
Despite the DDEP-related losses in 2022, prudential data in the year to October 2023 show relative stability in the banking sector. Total assets have increased by 16.7% year-on-year to 257.89 billion Ghana cedis, funded by deposits, which recorded a 26.6% growth, 199.94 billion Ghana cedis, from 172 billion Ghana cedis.
That was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. The Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, has expressed worry over Ghana's continuous dependency on food imports, arguing this makes the country highly vulnerable to external shocks. In its analysis of the impact of the 2024 budget on the private sector, it said Ghana needs to produce more grains, meat products, and minimize imports to ensure exchange rate stability as well as low inflation. Here is more.
Food has been the main driver of inflation since 2022. Presently, Ghana imports 22.8% of cereals and grain product, 12.7% of animal and vegetable product, 9.5% of meat, and 8.5% of fish. According to ISA, Ghana should promote intra-African trade as very little trade is done between the country and Nigeria, among others. It also called for the effectiveness of the African Continental Free Trade Area. In terms of imports and exports with Africa, the country's highest importer is South Africa, accounting for 20.5% of import, while South Africa again was its highest exporter, accounting for 55.4%. Meanwhile, the agricultural sector is expected to slow down in 2024, largely on the back of lower growth in the crops, livestock, and fishing subsectors. However, the growth is expected to increase to 4.5% over the medium term.
You hear there a Business Desk report. The Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chum Akwawa, is calling on the government to engage businesses and industry players before it rolls out its intended tax on carbon emissions. According to him, industry players must be informed about the dynamics of the carbon emission tax before it is fully implemented to ensure adherence and compliance. He was speaking at a presentation of a report on the training and advisory activities on climate protection for chemical industries in Ghana.
There are so many things that have to put in place. You need to be able to even measure the extent of emission. If you're going to tax somebody on something, it should be based on some facts and some basis. And if you don't have the system that measures it, how are you going to do it? So there's a lot of work to be done, and we would like to have further engagement with government. The fact that government has mentioned it does not mean tomorrow it's coming to being. We need to discuss it and see what the dynamics are and make our proposals as to the best way to go forward, either to implement or shift or whatever.
That was Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chum Akwawa. Moving on, the Ghana Consulting Engineers Association is calling for a paradigm shift in investment for infrastructure in the country. The association says there is a need for a move from traditional infrastructure development to one that is deeply embedded in sustainability principles. President of the association, Magnus Leslie Kwashi, spoke to Joy Business at the 2023 Ghana Consulting Engineers Association Sustainability Conference in Accra.
Looking at development today that does not compromise the future. And over the last 30 years, we have been having meetings, discussions, climate actions, and so on, but we do not really see the issues of sustainability mainstreamed in the things we undertake. Now, generally, today we are talking about triple bottom line when we talk about sustainability. So we are looking at the issues of planet, we are looking at people and profit. Traditionally, we've done business in such a way that profit was the ulterior motive. But under sustainability, we are gradually asking for a shift.
That was Magnus Leslie Kwashi. He's president of the Ghana Consulting Engineers Association. It's now time for your pension tip on Money Lab.
Hello. Welcome to Money Lab. My name is Kofi Poli, Chief Operations Officer of People's Pension Trusts. In our previous episode, we gave one of the reasons for having a pension as life expectancy. Today, we are going to look at the next two. One is rising cost of living. Globally, cost of living is rising, which means that in our old age, we will still need to spend. And that's why it's important that we plan for our old age to have a continuous income even when we are not working. Thank you once again for being with us and hope to see you in our next episode.
Money Lab was brought to you by Kofi Poli, his Chief Operations Officer of the People's Pension Trust. And that's it for the Joy Business Report with me, Hannah Odami. Before we go, the EcoBank salary account is a special account designed for workers of all income brackets. desirous of receiving their salaries through EcoBank. With the EcoBank salary account, you are guaranteed all the benefits of a normal savings or current account plus many more. EcoBank salary account gives workers high interest on savings, no minimum balance, and ability to save through the EcoBank Save As You Go, which is a unique feature that helps customers to save and also invest. The EcoBank salary account also gives workers free life insurance cover of up to 10,000 cedis, 24/7 access to cash and e-banking services, as well as internet and mobile banking services. Remember, the insurance policy covers death, permanent or temporary disability, critical illnesses, hospitalization, retrenchments, and more. Savings or current account holders at EcoBank do not have to close their existing accounts to enjoy the numerous benefits of the EcoBank salary account. All you have to do is ask your branch to switch your existing account to the EcoBank salary account. Non-EcoBank account holders should approach any EcoBank branch and ask for the EcoBank salary account. Switch your account today and enjoy amazing benefits at EcoBank. Call EcoBank toll-free 0800 00 3225, wherever, whenever, for further details. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And that's it for the Joy Business Report. You can log on to myjoyonline.com/Joy Business for more. Ignition is up next. Do enjoy.